Hey, this is Knife Standards. Today I'm going to be doing my full review of the Sharp by Design Micro Evo Typhoon. But first, please follow me at Knife Standards. You can follow me on Instagram. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for a lot more knife content and weekly knife reviews. Cool. So, let's talk Sharp by Design Micro Evo Typhoon. Now, this thing is, first of all, just a spoiler for everyone, there are not that many critiques. This is going to be a very positive review. This knife is awesome. And I have not handled the full-size Evo Typhoon. I've just handled this one, the I keep wanting to say mini, but the micro Evo Typhoon, and it's just a freaking great knife. So we'll go over kind of what it's all about and specs and stuff, but just know that there's just not that much wrong with this knife. It's definitely a winner from Sharp by Design. So it is a titanium bolster lock. So you see this outer scale protects the frame, so you can kind of press right there. It's not going to mess with the frame or put any or the lock bar. I mean, it's not going to put any pressure on the lock bar. So normally you'd have to stay kind of on the clip if you're doing a flipper or if it's a frame lock, but you can kind of rest your finger wherever as long as it's on this outer carbon fiber scale. Action is just ridiculous. So we'll talk action in just a second, but let's kind of go over the knife from starting with the show side. It is titanium, so it's titanium scales. It also is coated, PVD, DLC, whatever. Coated scales. We also have a carbon fiber inlay. The inlay is just amazing. I mean, you cannot feel the difference where the scale begins and where the inlay ends. Flawless execution by Sharp by Design and by Riot. This is a Riot made knife. So they do the OEM, the production for Brian, and they just crushed it. I mean, just crazy inlay work. It is a shred carbon fiber, and although they sometimes they call the shred marbled, and then vice versa, but I think this is definitely a shred carbon fiber. I think you guys would agree with me. We have this kind of signature, revolver, this kind of the barrel, six shot barrel pivot, which I think is very unique. No backspacer here. We just have like a little lanyard, spacer there, but it's a really interesting construction because there's no traditional backspacer. It's almost, it's obviously two pieces, but it's almost like an integral, just because, if I hold it like this, it's obviously cut out where the backspacer would go, but the way it fits together, I mean, it almost looks like an integral, which is very cool. Again, I have not seen that on many knives. As far as the clip goes, not my favorite. We'll talk clips pretty soon. It is a satin grind, got a nice compound grind going on. Hollow along the belly, kind of the classic Riot satin, really nice and thin. This is the tanto version. There's a few different blade shapes and a bunch of different configurations of this knife. Tanto, and then it's this little, swedge action. We've got the harpoon shape. Got some jimping up top, and then a fuller that comes all the way down to the tip. Really gorgeous blade. Whew. Now, let's go ahead and talk action. Sheesh, just insane action. Did I mention I'm a fan of this knife? It's flipper only. One of my very few critiques is this fuller sticks out, and I'm just so tempted to want to try and flick it, and I can't. So that would be cool if you could, if it stuck out a little bit more, or if it was a little bit deeper towards the spine of the knife, or the spine of the blade. So I could flick it, but flipper only, not a big deal. Now, it's super smooth on the close. It's not, you know, not drop shut, but really kind of controlled, smooth shaker. The deployment action is where it really stands out. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's a very, very, very unique deployment and unique sound and unique snap and feel. Whew, super crispy. It may be the crispiest detent I've ever felt, and one of the if not the only reason, one of the reasons for that is it's not a traditional detent ball, from what I understand. I'm sure a detent master can come into the comments and you know, correct me or let me know. We need the detent diva in here. But apparently it is a, you see that little, can't really see it. There you go, that little metal thing that's sticking up. That acts as the detent ball. So it's kind of hard to see, but it's that little, yeah, that little silver thing. So it's pretty crazy because I'm not aware of any other knives that have, I think Brian Nadeau, hopefully he patented that. Hopefully that's his thing, because it's pretty unique. I mean, the action is just so snappy, and that's the reason, or one of the reasons. Whew, again, so crispy. Now let's go ahead and get, also there's a name for it. I forget what he calls that thing, but I'm sure someone will tell me in the comments. So yeah, not a traditional detent ball as far as I'm aware. I really should take this guy apart and see for myself. I might do that, do a disassembly video. Now let's go ahead and get a size comparison going. What do I have? I've got the rock wall. This has been on my desk for a while. I still got to do my full review of that guy. Boom. And let's go ahead and get out the drift. Similarly sized knives. Let's go ahead and check. We'll check the rock wall first. About 3 inches on the blade, 7 overall. Now for the Typhoon, 3 on the blade, just maybe 6 and, you know, 6.5-ish, maybe a little bit more on the overall length. And then of course the drift is 3 and just about 7. So very similar sizes on all 3 of these guys. I would definitely consider this a small knife, although it is super comfortable in my hand. Ergos are just excellent. I'll go ahead and get these guys out of the way, and we will talk ergos. So it just is so comfortable. I mean, the jimping is great. It could be a little bit sharper for my tastes, but jimping is great. I can get a full 4-finger grip. Let's check. Blade play, literally 0. Because sometimes, you know, you'll get a tiny bit of blade play and it's not a big deal. At least for me, it's not a big deal. I would still consider it solid. But this is just like, you know, I mean, like rock solid, 0, 0, 0 blade play. And I do feel this kind of sharp edge of the clip, and really one of my only critiques of this knife is the clip. It's super stiff, hard to get in and out of pocket, and the edge of the clip is a little bit sharp, for my taste at least. So, you know, I like to have my clip where I don't have to pay attention to my pocket or my pants or whatever. I can just slip it in, take it out whenever I need it. And when I was carrying this guy, I had to like focus on my pocket and really kind of get it in there. And then when I needed it out, I had to like, you know, pull with one hand on my pocket, and then it was the whole thing. So maybe it's just me, but clip is definitely, and I think he puts this clip on all of his knives. So I don't know. Once it's in your pocket and you have it in there, it carries really well. I mean, the clip does its job once it's in your pocket, but getting it in and out, not my favorite. I do feel just a little bit of the clip. Other than that, ergos are just phenomenal. So comfortable. All of the edges are incredibly comfortable and smooth and chamfered. Yeah, and like no sharpness, nothing. I mean, just so rounded off. Really excellent production, and obviously excellent design. Smooth clothes. Overall, this guy is pretty damn nice. We do have a steel lock bar insert, you guys can see. And I think it might be my only other critique is that this knife is really damn hard to get. There's not a lot on the secondary market. There's I think I've seen these go on sale once, maybe twice in like a year, but they're just hard to get, and for good reason. I mean, you know, they're obviously limited production runs, and you know, there are other models that Sharp by Design has and comes out with, but tough to get. I was lucky enough to get this one, and when I made my first impressions unboxing video, I had like 3 or 4 people message me wanting to buy it, and no, it is not for sale. I might be selling a few of my other knives, but this guy is definitely a keeper. Now, one thing about flippers that's kind of my test is to see if I can fail this knife, and I have tried many times. It's impossible. You cannot fail it. So let's go ahead and just kind of, nope, can't do it, cannot fail the knife. The detent is so perfectly dialed in. Poof, ridiculous. But yeah, I would love to see someone go in depth and go into the, I mean, obviously I'd prefer it to be Brian, but you know, how he came up with that little detent, you know, whatever it is, that little notch right there, and why it's so damn good, why it makes this action so crispy and snappy. I'd love to hear him explain that. If anyone has a link to a video or knows more, definitely let me know. Overall, it's a really great knife. I mean, if you need to poke into anything, this tanto harpoon shape is great. It's slicey. It's expertly ground by Riot. Not much, you know, not much more I can say about it. Super smooth action. Now, I have not handled the full-size Evo, but I feel like I would like that better. Even for my hands, it's just a little bit small, although it is the micro, so you know that I knew what I was getting into here. And I do love this knife, but I would love to handle the regular version and see if that fits my hand better, if it's more comfortable or not. But this is a winner. Excellent knife. Really, I mean, Riot crushed it, Sharp by Design. He has a few other knives coming out soon, and I freaking missed the pre-order, so I'm gonna try and snag one of those. If any go on sale after the drop, but whew, really solid knife. The Sharp by Design, produced by Riot, Sharp by Design Micro Evo Typhoon, and this one is the coated titanium. We have the carbon fiber inlay, tanto, harpoon, whew, ridiculous hollow grind, awesome knife. The clip, not so much. It sucks that these are not more readily and widely available, but you know, not the end of the world. The detent is ridiculous, and if you guys are wondering, yes, this flipper tab is kind of ridiculous. It definitely is a, you know, a pocket pecker, whatever, but you can feel it. But because the action in the detent is so damn good, I don't even care. I don't even care if that thing looks ugly or if it sticks in my pocket. The action is so good that it's not a big deal to me. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Knife Standards. I will catch you later.